Star Wars geek girls. They're geek girls that like Star Wars. And sometimes crap.
Hi, I'm Zoe from Star Wars Geek Girl, and I'm here with Lizzy.
Hello.
And we're still talking about Celebration.
Yeah. It's kind of all we can talk about.
It's a process. But hopefully by the time we're done, there'll be like a whole bunch of new stuff, you know?
If it's taking us this long, yeah, probably.
Yeah. I hope we don't have like a dead summer though.
Yeah.
I feel like last year Star Wars had a very dead summer.
Yeah.
And
we
it
don't
was
need
just
that.
like
Need to keep this going.
So, let's go on a roll. So, before we get back to Celebration, we do an email to talk about from Emma, who was on the show a couple weeks back, for people who might remember. And I'm going to read it because it's not too long. It says, "Hello. I just want to thank you for everything you guys do for the Star Wars community. You guys are amazing. Lizzy, I've never met you, but from everything Zoe says, I feel you're awesome. I have a story to tell, and I figured maybe you guys wouldn't mind. It was a day of silence, the day the episode 9 trailer came out, and my STEM teacher put it on. So I sat there, curled up in a ball till Carrie came on. Then I left the room bawling my eyes out, all the while keeping my big mouth shut. I did go back and watch the end of it after the fact. Thanks for listening to my rant. You guys are the best in every way. I'm running out of great adjectives to use about you guys. Also, what is your favorite season of Sabine Armour? Sincerely, Emma Castellano and Almost Hera."
Yay.
So,
What is your favorite?
I feel like my favorite's the epilogue, just because everything about it is just, like, perfect.
Yeah, I was going to say it.
But, like, if I had to pick a season, I would say 3.
I think, yeah, I'd also have to go with 3. I like the hair. See, I like the hair in season 2. I like the armor in season 3.
See, my favorite hair and armor is the epilogue.
I see.
But then my second favorite hair and armor is season 3.
Yeah, I think my favorite is epilogue, and I want to cut my hair so badly, but yeah, that's just, yeah, I like that one.
Yeah, and thank you. The crying, bawling your eyes out, Emma, is very relatable, because that's what I did.
Yeah.
Except I didn't leave the room because I couldn't, because they wouldn't have let me back in.
Fair. I was not in the room at all.
I mean, I wasn't in the room. I was in the overflow room, technically.
Yeah.
So. But yeah, thank you, Emma, for the nice email. Yeah.
We would like more emails.
You would always email us. It's podcast@StarWarsGeekGirl.
Yes.
Yes. At StarWarsGeekGirl.com. Not just Star Wars Geek Girl.
Especially when we don't have anything to talk about.
Yeah, if we have another dead Star Wars summer, just send us all the emails. Even if it's just a meme, just send it to us. We'll talk about it.
Yeah, well, yeah, definitely. I have many memes that my dad sent me of Star Wars memes, and they were really good this time.
We'll do a Star Wars meme episode if news is slow.
Yeah.
Although it probably won't be as dead, because last year was dead because Solo had just came out and we weren't getting a movie in December. This year we are getting a movie in December, so hopefully it'll be.
Maybe.
I mean, they waited till a month ago to tell us anything about 9, so maybe we're just not gonna know anything else. It's oh, the movie's out. You don't know anything. So that's possible, but we're not gonna talk about that. So the last thing we talked about was Jedi Fallen Order. And I feel like we covered that very well.
Mm-hmm.
Considering neither of us watched the panel.
Yeah.
We talked about it for as much as we could. So the next, like, big news thing was the Mandalorian panel.
Yeah.
Was amazing.
I didn't see it.
I don't... Because they showed us a lot of, like, footage and stuff in there, but apparently, like, none of it was, like...
They didn't show the
released.
people at home any of it.
Yeah. So, I'm gonna try and avoid talking about that because I don't want the hat to come after me. So, I mean, I can talk about, like, the stuff they talked about in the panel, which was, they did talk about the characters. So there's the main character, dude, who's, what's his face? Oh, what's his name that's playing him?
Pedro Pascal.
That guy. Yeah.
He went to my school, and I'm, like, super psyched. Because I saw, and I even looked at, like, we have, at OSHA, we have, like, a little place where, they have pictures of, like, actors and, like, people who have become famous and went to OSHA. And I saw his, and it was nice. It was great. I have a picture. I'll send it to you sometime. Yeah.
And I don't remember any of their names. Oh my god. So they had him, and they were talking about we still don't really know much. Like, even in the clips they showed us, we didn't get to know too much about his character. All we really know is that, like, he's a bounty hunter, and he's all like, he's like mysterious and cool, and he's a Mandalorian, obviously.
Yes. Yeah, that's all I know.
That's pretty much all they told us. They're like, yeah, he's super cool and mysterious. And all of us were screaming, we're cheering, like, yes, mysterious. Like, he was already mysterious. Why do we cheer for that? Oh my god. It was pretty cool, though, because I was up on the top balcony, that's where our seats were, but down on the bottom floor, there was this entire section that was all, like, Mando mercs.
Mm-hmm.
And they all had their helmets, and, like, they would, like, put their helmets in the air and, like, chant and cheer and scream. It was so cool. Loved it.
I didn't see him.
There was an Ursa Wren down there, too, and I was like, hey. What's up, Mom?
Oh, I think I know her. I think she's around California.
Oh, cool.
And I should troop with her.
You should. There's a couple times where I would be in Sabine and walk past an Ursa Wren, and I'd be like, hi, Mom. She'd be like, hi, daughter. I was like, I don't even know you, but awesome. It was a fun time. So yeah, Mandalorian. So it's that dude, and he's like, a cool Mandalorian dude, and he shoots stuff, and yeah. And then there's the girl. Her name's like, oh no, do you know her name too, Lizzie?
No, is the one that's the wrestler?
Yeah, she's the wrestler. Is it like Gina something?
I don't know. She didn't go to OSHA.
She didn't go to my school, so she doesn't matter. I don't think they told us. Did they tell us her character name? Oh god, I'm the worst. I should have taken notes or something.
Or something.
I'm the worst Star Wars geek girl reporter thing.
No. No negativity here.
So, okay, so her name's Gina Carano, and her character's name is Cara Dune, according to this article I found.
Dude?
Cara
Or-
Dune.
Dune, okay.
Dune
Like
C.
Dune?
Cara Dune. No, Cara Dune. And she is, this was like, I got so excited. She's an ex-rebel shock trooper,
Ooh.
which is cool. And I think when they were in the panel, they were talking about how, like, one of the things is, like, they're showing how she's, like, adjusting to there not, like, being a war anymore.
Uh-huh. As most people do.
Yeah. And then there was, then there's Carl Weathers.
Yes.
He plays
Predator.
Grief Karga, who
Yeah.
heads a bounty hunter, like, guild. And he looks pretty cool. They showed us, like, concept art, and I'm pretty sure this was in the stream. He's like a trench coat and stuff, and he's like all cool. So that was really neat. And they were just mostly talking about how they want the show to, because I don't know how much I can say. They want to, like, represent parts of Star Wars we don't usually see, is one thing they said, and one thing that I think Dave Filoni is very good at. So I have complete faith in them in that regard, and in other regards too.
But I don't have faith in the fact that he might kill all of them too.
Yeah, that's just kind of like, that's becoming like the Star Wars thing, though, isn't it? Like, they introduce, like, hey, look at all these new characters, and you're like, all right, which one's gonna die, or is it all of them?
We're all jaded now.
I know. But you know what? Everyone said Ahsoka was gonna die when Clone Wars first came out, and now she's lived past Return of the Jedi, so there's some hope.
Yeah, rebellions are built on hope.
Exactly. So that's that. The pictures they showed, I'm not saying anything about the clips, but the pictures they showed definitely look like Tatooine to me. So I'm pretty sure this is going to be at least partially set on Tatooine. They did, and they showed this on the stream, they showed how they made a ship fly, like, because they did a practical effect with it, and it looks so cool. I would kill to have been in that room. They had, like, all these, like, lights and rigs, and it was just amazing. But they have, like, ships flying around, so obviously they're going to be traveling, so they're not all going to be on Tatooine.
Yeah.
Another thing. Oh, and there's going to be stormtroopers in it, because they showed us a picture of, they were like, oh yeah, we needed extra stormtroopers, so we just, like, called in the nerds. That's not what they said, but they called in the 501st people and had 501st stormtroopers. Which is really cool, because, I mean, like, just financially that makes sense. Like, why spend money building stormtroopers? You can just be like, hey, that guy is a stormtrooper, come on down, you know?
Yeah.
So it works. Although I wonder if they just sign any, like, NDAs or whatever. The guys that did that. Because they can't just, like, have random people walk in on set or something they've been so secretive about, you know?
Yeah.
I'm sure they had to sign some paperwork there. Yeah, that was pretty much everything they were talking about, like, in the panel. I should have taken notes. The clips were so cool, and I want to talk about them. I really do. There was some really cool stuff in there, but I can't say it.
I feel like... Why didn't they show it?
I don't know.
It's just weird.
At least one of them, right? Like, they were so secretive about it. And, like, I want to spread the love.
Because I know, like, some of it, but I don't think I should be knowing it.
One thing, this was in the clip, how can I say that? I don't know. But it was also in a picture, in the background of a picture, but I noticed it. There was a purple Twi'lek lady. And that made me get really excited because like, we're not seeing Twi'leks in the live action stuff anymore, and it makes me sad because they're so cool. And then we saw Twi'leks in Solo, but they were both like just human colored.
Yeah.
And like the whole fun of Twi'leks is that they're all like rainbows, you know.
Mm-hmm.
But this one was purple, and I got really happy because purple.
I don't know if the girl's happy about all the paint, but yeah.
I'm happy. Oh, and also when that picture showed up, and every time there's like a picture with the purple Twi'lek in it somewhere, which they didn't talk about her at all. She was just kind of there. But every time she showed up, there was these two girls sitting like a row down and like over from me. And they were like squealing whenever she came on screen. I was like, we don't know anything about her, but you guys are so happy. And that makes me even happier. It was just great. But
I am happy for your happiness that there is a purple Twi'lek.
What else? That's pretty much all the new stuff that I can say on here.
Mm-hmm.
So.
On here.
On here. Although, you know what? I haven't really talked to anyone about it besides the people that, like, saw it. So. I'm being good. I'm obeying Jon Favreau and Dave Filoni's orders.
Yay.
I'm listening to them. So, yeah, that's The Mandalorian. Super cool. Everything looked so great. I will say about all the clips and stuff they showed us, because they showed us like a trailery kind of thing, and they showed us like a behind the scenes reel kind of thing, and they showed us another thing, and that was like, or did they only show us two things? Notes. They showed it. It was just a very emotional time. It's a little hazy, not gonna lie. But I remember just being like really blown away by all of it.
Mm-hmm.
Because it it felt like Star Wars, like it felt completely natural, and it was like, this is how Star Wars like always has been, even though it's new, if that makes sense.
Yes.
Like it felt to me like it was George Lucas's vision of Star Wars.
Mm-hmm.
You know, it's like, this just like feels right.
I get that.
So I'm super excited about all of it. It's great. Although, you know what? I did get mad at one point in the panel because they were doing Twitter questions at one point, and they had them up on the screen, and they answered like two of them. And the answers were very, very long to those questions. And then a third and I forget what the questions were. You can watch them on the stream. They're there. But then the third question came up, and it was on the screen, and it was asking if Jon Favreau had ever gotten to wear Dave Filoni's hat. That was what someone had asked.
Seriously?
And I got so excited because I was like, I don't care about the show. I want to know if he wore the hat. And then Dave got distracted with something, and they started talking about something else, and the question went away, and I was so sad. I wanted to know about the hat.
I'm upset that that's of all questions.
I mean, the two questions before, I don't remember what they were, but I remember, like, oh, those are really good questions. I would have never thought to ask that. But, like, I wanted to know about the hat.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah. That was the panel, pretty much. It was super cool. Everyone was really nice. Like, everyone, like, in the cast and stuff that they had up there seemed like really nice, cool people. And it's exciting. And they're talking about how Gina, what's her name? What did I say her name was? Like, something? Carano? I don't know. But they were talking about how, like, her stunt double was, like, just kind of left out of everything. Because you know, she's a WWE fighter, so she just did everything herself.
Yeah.
So that's so cool. So yeah, I'm excited. Yeah, so Mandalorian, they didn't show the clips, but, you know, I was determined to see that Clone Wars panel. So, once the Mandalorian was once the Mandalorian panel was over, I cannot talk today. I waited for, I think it was 3 hours in that auditorium room thing for the Clone Wars panel. And in the middle of that was the Alan Tudyk panel, which was hilarious, and I'm sure it's on YouTube on the Star Wars thingy, and I think everyone should watch it because it was so funny. It was great. It was Alan Tudyk and Warwick Davis. It was like a dream combo.
What did they talk about?
It was mostly just like, it was in conversation with Alan Tudyk. So they showed, or they talked about like a lot of this sort of like Alan Tudyk's career. They talked about Rogue One, obviously, and Alan Tudyk being in the Cassian, or in the K2SO thingy. And then they had a cup stacking contest with little robot arms. And they wound up both playing very dirty, but Alan Tudyk won. And then it ended with a preview of the Cassian and K2 show.
Yay.
Except it wasn't a real preview. It was fake. And I felt so betrayed. Cause like he said, like, we have a preview of the Cassian and K2 show for you. And I was like flipping out. I was like, oh my god, I get Mandalorian, Cassian, and Clone Wars in the same day? This is insane. And then it was just a little like animation thing of like K2 playing with Stormtrooper dolls. And my heart was crushed. Like, it was funny, but I couldn't fully appreciate it after that betrayal. That was so sad. I started crying. I was like, no, why would you do this to me?
I'm so sorry.
But other than...
crushed, I bet your childhood is ruined.
Yeah, ruined. My soul was destroyed. So, but it was a good panel besides the jerkness. And then after that panel, I waited another hour. And then the Clone Wars panel started. And, like what happened was, like, Dave Filoni, I think he was the first one. Like, they like, the host person or whatever. And then I think, like, Dave Filoni walked out. And I was like, alright, I'm crying. He didn't even say anything. He was just there, and I was like, And did you watch the Clone Wars panel?
Yeah, no, just the trailer.
No, just the trailer, okay. So, they had Ashley, D. Bradley Baker, and Matt Lanter. No, Sam Witwer.
I think I saw parts of it, actually.
I can't remember, because they, at the end of the panel, spoiler alert, or whatever, if you care about a panel being spoiled, but at the end of the panel, they had, like, literally pretty much the entire cast of the Clone Wars come out, but in the beginning, they just said Ashley, D. Bradley Baker, and I think it was Sam Witwer, but maybe it was Matt Lanter.
No, I think it was
Sam Witwer? Yeah, because he and Ashley were ribbing each other about Maul and Ahsoka. Okay. But there was... Ashley did tell the story of how she found out about Clone Wars coming back. Did you see that part?
Yeah, I did. She's adorable. I love her.
I was dying, though, because Dave's face that entire time was just so funny. Actually, I made a note to myself to make a GIF out of that, and I forgot. Oh, well.
Do it.
It was so funny. And they talked mostly about how Clone Wars is so meaningful, and I was like, I know. And they showed us different clips from the episodes. These, everyone did get to see. I wasn't sure, like, when I was in the panel, I was like, is this like Mandalorian where, like, no one knows, or, like, does everyone get to see this? But apparently everyone got to see them all. Which is great. Because we can, like, actually speak about it.
Yes, let me see if I can find some of the
So,
stuff.
the first one they showed us was from the Bad Batch finished. Thankfully. Because I feel like a bad Clone Wars fan, but I have not watched the unfinished episodes they posted just because, like, I can't.
Oh,
Like,
really?
I look at it and I'm like, this isn't right. This is wrong. I can't.
Oh, I saw it. It was really good. I'm really
I
glad that
don't
they're having it back.
I don't doubt that it was good, but like the ones that like are like not fully animated, I just can't watch it because I'm like it's not correct. It's not right, and I just like can't, and I feel bad about it, but I can't. But Bad Batch is being finished, and now I'm kind of glad I didn't watch it because I get to see it for the first time in its full glory, which is great.
I liked appreciating the animation and its process.
But the clip they showed
Actually,
us.
huh?
What?
I was gonna say because my dad and I are like semi-watching Clone Wars again, and I was just looking at like all the episodes in the beginning, and I was like, this is so, like it's not bad animation, but like they
It's
get so much better.
yeah.
And it's so good.
I rewatched Clone Wars a while ago, and I remember watching season 1. And I was like, did it always like not? It's like in the Clone Wars movie, it's flawless. But like, there's a
Yeah.
couple episodes and a couple scenes where I'm like, did it always look like this? Did
Mhm.
Netflix change it? Just because it's old. I'm not knocking them. It's older technology and older animation.
Mhm.
But it's just like it's weird to like look at season 5 versus season 1 sometimes. Sort of with Rebels too.
Yeah.
Like there's certain like Rebels like screenshots and I'm just like, those are interesting teeth you got there, Kanan. But then you look at season 4 and you're like, whoa.
Wow, Kanan, your teeth are amazing.
Not just his teeth. That's just one thing I remember. I mean, there's also parts of season 1 where the animation is beautiful. I think they like
Oh,
disperse their budgets for like more important scenes, which is smart.
yeah, but I like how Dave Filoni really doesn't like his Chewbacca, or his Wookiees, his Wookiee cookies.
Oh yeah, that was one thing in.
Oh no, he called them
Barker.
Easter Bunny cookie, like Wookiee.
That was. I always thought they kind of looked like I read. Okay, I can't remember the name of it, but I read this book. Oh no, it wasn't a book. It was from Candyland. The goop monster, the chocolate goop monster in Candyland. That's what I thought they looked like when I watched the Rebels for the first time. I mean,
Oh.
honestly, they're not that bad. Like, they look like Wookiees. You can tell they're Wookiees.
You can tell they're Wookiees.
Yeah. You know?
But
So you can tell what it is, so it's fine. I will say Chewie and the other Wookiees in Clone Wars look a little better.
yeah.
But we love Easter Bunny Wookiees too. It's okay.
Mhm.
Yeah, for the Clone Wars, the clip, back to Clone Wars, they showed us a Bad Batch clip of all the Bad Batch being really awesome and, shooty and smacky and, all that stuff. And it was really cool. And then they also talked about how they've updated the animation so it's more smooth and it's like it's very subtle, but you can tell, and I like it because like it still looks like Clone Wars, but it's new and it's beautiful, and I just love it.
Yeah.
It's so good. They all look so beautiful. Then the second clip they showed us was Ahsoka on a speeder Jimmy Job thing, and she's like flying over like Coruscant thingies, like sort of like the one she jumped into in season 5. And then her speeder's like, you know what? Screw you. And it breaks down. And she starts to like plummet. And she's like, oh no. This is bad.
This
It's
is a
so
little
cute.
bad.
And it reminded me of in Disney Infinity, that one stupid Cad Bane speeder chase level thing that I hate. Cause like, in order to get certain ships or whatever, you have to get gold stars in every mission. How am I supposed to get gold stars in that stupid whatever? I hate it. It's the worst mission ever.
So he's
The
got
entire
thoughts.
game. It makes me mad. Because I'm really
I can
bad
tell.
at it.
I can really tell.
But
Sounds like you have background. You have traumatic experiences.
it's that and the stupid Zam Wessel speeder chase from the Lego Complete Saga game. And the pod racer. Sorry. The pod racer level in Lego Star Wars The Complete Saga gave me nightmares. That scarred me as a child. 'Cause I just wanted to get.
Were we even children? I feel like we were like.
I was.
I feel like this didn't. How long ago was this?
For Lego Star Wars The Complete Saga?
Oh, I thought we were talking about Disney Infinity for
No.
a second.
I got on a tangent about levels I hate.
Yeah.
Because I'm bad at them and I don't like it.
Oh. Poor Zoe.
I was so mad. I was like, I just want to play as Princess Leia, but I gotta go through this stupid pod racer and. Because I never realized that you could start at any movie in that game. I thought you had to start at Phantom Menace. I didn't realize you could start at any of the movies. So I thought it was like, I gotta go through 1, 2, and 3 to get to 4 and be Leia. But you do not.
I'm so sorry, Zoe.
Scarring. But anyway, Ahsoka, she falls, and then like at the very end of the clip, she lands in like the mechanic garage of the two sisters that Filoni talked about in the panel, and how they're gonna be friends with Ahsoka and they're gonna help her like learn how to be like not Jedi all stuff anymore. Trace and Rafa are their names. One
Trace
has Safi's haircut and one has my haircut, but I don't know which is which. I know I looked at it and I was like, hey, that's my hair. Hey, that's Safi's hair.
Hey, that's us.
Which was cool.
You should do it.
You should do it. I don't know. I think if I asked for another costume, my dad's head would explode. So
You do it then.
I do it. I can't sew.
You're almost an adult.
Yeah. We'll consider it. What if we watch a show and I just hate those characters, huh? Then what?
I doubt you would.
I doubt I will. But I don't know. We'll see. So that was that clip. And then they showed us Ahsoka walking into the room with all the clone troopers with their Ahsoka painted helmets. And she and Rex are like, "What's up, buddy?"
I love that.
I
so
know.
much.
And the clip they showed us wasn't finished. Like, the animation was not finished. But in the trailer, they showed that scene, and it was finished. So, like, what's the truth, Dave? Why couldn't you show us the finished scene?
It's never gonna be the truth. It's never. Everything's a lie.
Sometimes I think that, like, Filoni is just, like, in some ways, he's just kind of like Palpatine, just manipulating the shadows, and then sometimes he just sits at home, just, like, steepling his fingers. He's like, yes, I've tortured them more. But yet we all love him.
And then his sweet wife. I love her. And they have cats.
And they have cats. Of course.
That's why he's evil. It's the cats.
Are cats his replacements for wolves? So I can't have a wolf, so guess I'll have a cat.
Cats are fierce.
So then they showed us the trailer, which had, it was really, like, it was a good trailer, but, and, like, obviously I cried, because, you know, and,
Yeah, that's you.
yeah, but being a trailer, it didn't really show us much, like, plot stuff. Like, it was mostly just like, oh, cool, clones shooting things, oh, cool, a Jedi doing things. But the only, like, I feel like big, like, kind of moments would be Ahsoka igniting, Anakin giving Ahsoka her lightsabers back, but they're blue now because, like, they got a match. You know? Just so, oh my god, I'm so emotional about that. You have no idea.
I think I do have an idea, but
oh my god,
we'll just say
it just gets me, like they match. Oh my god.
oh no, Zoe's gonna cry.
It's just too much. It's too much.
And then them reuniting in Rebels.
It's just, oh my god. She has so many lightsaber colors now.
Yes.
Green, blue, and white. She's on 3.
She's a rainbow.
I know. It's great. If only she'd, like, picked up, like in a fight, picked up, like, Ventress or Dooku sabers and used them. Or maybe in, like, and then in Dark Disciple, she just, like, comes by and she's like, hey, Ventress, can I borrow these? Takes her lightsabers, turns them on, she's like, thank you, no, I have all the colors.
Yay.
Yay. So yeah, there's that, and then, oh, and obviously, we see Ahsoka and Maul in their big battle with Ray Park doing the motion capture. It's just so much. Cause like Clone Wars came out when I was 7, and when you were 7 too, right? About 6, 7.
Yeah, around 6, 7, yeah.
So like, and then it ran for like 5 years, and then it got canceled, and then like about a year later, they're like, here, have the 6th season, and then that was it, and for like what, 4, 5 years after that, like, there's all these references to, like, Siege of Mandalore and all this stuff, and we're like, we want to see it. And then, like, all of a sudden, Dave Filoni's like, here, boom, Clone Wars saved. And we're like, what? And then, like, we had to wait, like, what, like a year later? And then, like, oh, here's some more information. We're not going to tell you when it's going to come out, though. This has been my entire life.
You're so emotional.
It's so much.
But yes, it has been a roller coaster of things happening.
Oh my god. Was Axel even born yet?
For Clone Wars?
For Clone Wars.
Yeah, he was. He
was like a baby, right?
We're only 2 years apart. So yeah, he'd be like
Wait, you and Axel are 2 years apart?
2 years? 4 years, sorry.
4 years. Okay. You just blew my mind. I was like, what? My life's a lie.
How old am I? He's 12? That's like, yeah, because he's going to be 13 this year.
Okay. Don't do that to me, Lizzie. My brain cannot handle that right now.
He's going to lie to you again. Say he's 13.
Yeah.
He's going to be like, I'm 13. What did he tell you how old he was?
It was at Celebration Orlando. I think he told me he was like, I think he said he was like 11 or 12. He told me he was a year older than he was. I think he would have been 10 then, right?
Yeah.
So he told me he was 11 for no reason at all. Like, I don't know why. I was like, oh, so how old are you, by the way? And he's like, I'm 11. I was like, okay, cool. Like, it didn't change anything. I was just wondering. And then a little later, my mom was like, oh, so how old are you? And he said 10. I was like, wait. You told me you were 11. He was like, oh yeah. I was like, what? Why?
So unnecessary. But that's Axel.
I just like, what? He's like, he is Ezra though. You know, it would have been like, oh, what's your middle name? Jabba the Hutt. Like, oh, Axel. But yeah, but he was like, he would have been tiny. I guess we were tiny. I don't know.
We were all tiny. I just remember like Saturday morning, getting up and like, ooh, Clone Wars,
Yeah.
And that was awesome. And then they started doing it like Monday nights.
Yeah.
They started doing it on like weekdays, and I was like, I can't stay up for this. I still did, but like difficult.
That was like the one thing I was allowed to stay up for was Clone Wars, cause Star Wars.
Yeah.
But like if it had been any other show, my dad would be like, "No, are you kidding me? Go to bed, child." I remember I really wanted an Ahsoka shirt, but there were none at all, cause her universe hadn't quite started yet when it first came out. And all the Clone Wars shirts were just, like, clones or, like, Anakin and Obi-Wan and, like, Yoda. And I was like, I don't care about them. Where's my Ahsoka? But we could not find one. And then eventually, we still have it somewhere, I think. I got this little pink shirt and we ironed on a little picture of Ahsoka onto it. Wear it all the time. It's, like, so tiny. And
I just went to the boys section and I just wore the clothes there.
I just couldn't find an Ahsoka one. I was like, I don't care about the boys. I just want Ahsoka. It was sad.
My dad had like he ironed one onto a black tank top, and it was like Hondo's symbol because he really liked Hondo. So yeah.
I also remember when it first came out, we like had to hunt for an Ahsoka action figure because they were hard to find. We finally got one, and I took it everywhere with me. I took it to school, and I thought I lost it. I thought I dropped it into the drain getting onto the bus.
Oh.
And I was so sad, I was like, I lost Ahsoka. I failed the Jedi. And so my parents had to go out and get me a new one. But then I found the old one, and
double Ahsoka.
And I was playing with them both, and I was like, it's double Ahsoka, which could happen now with the World Between Worlds, I guess. I predicted it as a child. I'm on to you, Dave. But I had 2 Ahsokas, and my parents were like, we just bought you another Ahsoka. I was like, so yeah. Oh, Clone Wars. I remember fighting with people about Clone Wars a lot, like on the playground.
Oh.
I can't remember what. We would just argue about, like, Clone Wars all the time. I can't remember, like, specifically what about Clone Wars. I just remember, like, yelling at people a lot as, like, a 8-year-old, and it was like...
I just got picked on for it. Like, I wasn't bullied, but, like, just, like, people, like, guys would tell me, like, oh, well, Star Wars is for boys. And I'm like, oh, did you watch it? Like, no. I'm like, what?
I would get that too. Yeah.
But like, I had no one to talk to about Star Wars. So.
I remember I was Ahsoka for Halloween right after it came out. And except, being tiny, picky Zoe, I was like, no, these cloth montrals, not good enough.
Oh.
So my dad made me some out of clay. Which, like, actually, like, considering they were for, like, a 7-year-old and they were made out of, like, pretty cheap clay, they're actually pretty good.
Nice.
They don't fit my head anymore, obviously, but...
But you're so small.
I'm not as small as I was when I was 7.
You sure?
Don't bully me.
I forgot what I was gonna say.
That's what you get for bullying me.
Yeah, thank you. I had the Galactic Heroes, and I collected them all, and my dad would buy them for me all the time. And like, oh, I was talking to a classmate the other day. Well, yeah, and we were talking about Clone Wars, but like the movie, like, do you know the like the animation ones? Like, there are movies. But, God, I need to.
Like the 2D Clone Wars?
Yeah.
Yeah, I remember those.
Oh my God. When I thought they were like a memory. Like, I just thought I made that up because it was so far in my memories that like I used to think, oh, this is just like I don't know, stuff I made up, I guess.
I very vaguely remember them. The things I remember, I don't remember them talking. For years, I was so sure that there was no dialogue in that show. Like, it was just sort of like a stylistic choice that no one talked.
Oh, yeah.
And
I
then,
love
like,
that.
like a year or two ago, no, I found a clip of it, and they were talking.
They talked like rarely.
But it blew my mind. I was like, they talked? What? I have very vague memories. I remember like Obi-Wan fighting with some clones, and he had like a torn up like cape thingy kind of. And I remember Mace Windu and like clearing out a
dress.
Yeah.
I remember that one with Mace Windu because there were some that like they weren't talking at all, but I remember like one with like Mace Windu. That one was cool.
Was it the
And then
one where he
like
cleared out the whole field of battle droids?
yeah, and then he goes and then there's a kid and he's like, "Here's some water." And
Oh
then he drinks
yeah.
it. Yeah.
I remember Ventress fighting Anakin, I think, and I remember her like. I specifically remember this one shot of her, and there was like smoke coming off her lightsabers because it was raining and like the water was hitting it.
Mhm.
And then I remember one thing of Dirge, and remember it was him growing his arm back, and I thought looked like gross spaghetti, and I didn't like it.
That's what I thought too, and I were real suspicious of spaghetti, especially since like I think one year my mom made spaghetti, but she saw this thing on Pinterest and it was like a different colored noodle spaghetti. And I was like, this is not spaghetti. This is that's the guy that can grow his limbs back. But I saw like I like seeing Ventress.
I remember something with Luminara and Barris, and there was like they were in like a cave or something. There was like rocks falling on them.
Yeah, and then there was one. There's a picture, and it's just like the clones did not speak. Like they did a little, I think. But I really liked seeing them because they were really quiet and like they would just have hand signals and they were going around on missions. But I liked the Dooku and Ventress thing where Ventress is fighting a bunch of people and then Dooku is like, hey, yo, you're cool, I guess. And then, but now that I think about it, there's it's not a audio book. I don't remember what it's called. It's about Ventress and Dooku. It's mostly about Dooku.
Oh, the one that like just came out. It's like a radio drama kind of thing, right?
Yeah.
It's like it's like Dooku something.
Yeah, it's really good. I was listening to it with my dad, and it's really good. Dooku is pretty interesting. But there was a part where they were talking about
Is this gonna spoil it?
Oh yeah, probably. Never mind. Fine. But anyway, really like the relationship between Ventress and Dooku in everything. It's sad, but I like it. What else? Like there was tiny Yoda. Oh, and they had Luke, Anakin, and he went on like some journey. He had like blue tattoos.
Oh, that one, yeah.
I had that toy, and it was pretty cool.
We have some of the action figures of that show. I think we have like the Dirge, the Anakin with the Padawan braid, and Dooku. I think
Yeah.
are the ones we have, and I love those toys because they're like extremely stylized and it's so great.
Yeah, I love them.
One of the things I love about like those really really big like Rebels figures
Mhm.
that like a lot of people don't buy because they just take up so much room. I love those. Like I don't really have any, but I love them because I feel like they're like exactly in the Rebels style, and I think that's cool when they can like translate that.
Yeah. So that whole we were talking about that whole Clone Wars movie thing, and it was really cool. We also talked about what else did we talk about? We talked about Clone Wars. There's something else. I don't know. But I just remember that, and that was really cool. I love those. I should watch them again. I have them still.
I think we have. You know what other? Did you ever watch the Droids cartoon?
No, I did not.
I remember watching that all the time when I was little, and I couldn't tell you a single thing about the plot. I just remember these really weird, vague, like, scenes. And, like, I can't, like, exactly remember them, but I can remember them. But it was just, like, it was weird. Like, it was a weird cartoon. Like, in retrospect, it was just weird.
Yeah.
I should watch that again.
Do it.
Yeah.
I think I'm gonna watch the Star Wars Clone Wars today with my dad. Be like, hey, do you want to watch this with me?
I'll
You want
probably...
to bring back old memories?
None of this is anything to do with the Clone Wars panel. Really.
No, but it's Clone Wars.
It is Clone Wars. It's not the same Clone Wars. Another thing about Clone Wars Saved, Ahsoka's outfits are all great. And
Yes.
perfect. And I want them. We have an airbrush now. Because we bought an airbrush to paint a jacket. And so now I want to get, like, Ahsoka face paint. And just do it.
Do it. Do it.
Because, like, a lot of people, are like, oh, it's harder to do it with an airbrush, and it doesn't wash off, but it looks really great, and I want to try it. I'd love to do an Ahsoka, but money and time and, oh, God. So.
Shh, just be happy.
Just be happy. Right. Yeah, that was the Clone Wars Save panel. I cried so much.
Makes sense.
My mom was a trooper. My dad and my sister... Because I was like, I'm going to stay through the Mandalorian panel and then just stay all the way to Clone Wars. And I thought my dad was going to do it with me, but then, like, the night before, he was talking to someone else, and I was sitting next to him, and he's like, yeah, Zoe over here, she's crazy. She's going to stay the whole time. I'm not doing that. And I was like, oh. And Sappy told me she wasn't doing it, and I thought I was going to be alone, but my mom stuck by me and sat in the same chairs. Yeah. We sat in the same seats for, like, well, actually, we moved from our Mandalorian seats to better seats for Clone Wars.
That's good.
Because, like, everyone cleared out after the Mandalorian, so I was like, great. So I moved over to better seats, and we stayed there the whole time. It was great. We got French fries.
Yay.
It was a good time. And, yeah, Clone Wars panel. That was the Clone Wars. Yes, anything else to add?
No, I'm just excited for it to come back.
I know. I'm so excited. It's been far too long.
Too long.
Yeah.
I'm ready. I'm mentally ready.
I'm going to have to rewatch Clone Wars before it comes out. It's going to be hard because they took it off Netflix. And, like, we have the DVDs.
We have
but,
it on
like,
Blu-ray.
DVDs are, like, a pain. Because you got to, like, take them in and out, you know? When you do it on Netflix, you can just hit start and it'll just go for, like, 2 hours. Then it's like, hey, are you alive? And I'm like, yeah, I'm alive. Keep playing Clone Wars. So, yeah. Clone Wars. Is that anything else to say about Clone Wars?
No, not really.
Okay. So we have one more panel of like big newsy stuff, and that is the Resistance panel for season 2, which was an amazing panel. And I think everyone should watch it just because the Resistance cast is a delight. They were so funny and so adorable. And just had like the best energy. And I loved it.
So are we doing that now or next time?
Yeah, we have done like pretty much an hour. So we'll save that for next time. In the meantime, if anyone wants to watch the Resistance panel, before we talk about it, you should. Because it was so funny. It was great. I had such a good time. Because, like, the actors are their characters. It was just great. I loved it. But that's for next time. I feel like I talk so much. I'm so sorry, Lizzy.
This is a podcast. You should be talking. I'm sorry for not talking enough.
I was filling up too much space. It was my fault.
No. No.
Okay. So we should wrap it up because I'm sure you have things to do, and
I have an essay to write.
Fun. I wrote 4 of those today because AP Spanish Literature.
You're gonna be smart. Broke, but smart.
Like, sometimes I'm like in Spanish class, I'm like, you know what? I'm not totally awful at this. And then they put the test down in front of me and play the recording, and I'm like, oh, I suck. So, good times.
It's testing.
So, I guess we'll wrap it up then. So you can do your essay and I can attend to the bed that's waiting for me at this lovely hour of 11:30.
Yes.
So, I was Zoe.
I was Lizzy.
Thank you for listening to Star Wars Geek Girl. May the Force be with you, and goodbye.
Bye.
Star Wars Geek Girls. They're geek girls that like Star Wars. And sometimes cry.